The Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, is back on track this weekend. Rounds 3 and 4 of the Indy Lights Championship and USF 2000 Championship bring us to the gorgeous Barber Motorsports Park, located just east of Birmingham, Alabama. In this week's episode, we find out how Alabama all of our drivers on the Mazda Road to Indy truly are. And I go toe-to-toe with USF 2000 race winner Robert McGinnis as we duel to the death. So with that, let's get things going. Welcome to the Yellowhammer State. Welcome to Barber Motorsports Park. Welcome to Road to Indy TV. The second weekend of racing here in 2017 brings the Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, to Barber Motorsports Park, where plenty of big news has already developed this weekend. First up, and most notably, Schmidt-Peterson Motorsport and Belardi Auto Racing have joined forces to create a first-of-its-kind driver development program in the top rung of the Mazda Road to Indy.
We felt like we had some unfinished business last year with Santi, tying for the points and that whole situation. So it's just a way to help him. It's a way to help Brian. It's a way to sort of have a junior program for Schmidt-Peterson.
We've also heard rumors in the paddock early this weekend that last year's runner-up in Pro Mazda, Pato Award, has signed on to run a full season of Indy Lights competition with Team Pelfrey IL. Also coming out this weekend is the introduction of the Road to Indy TV Xbox channel. Just as the Mazda Road to Indy grows, so does Road to Indy TV. This weekend, the Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, is in Alabama. We're here in the paddock. We're going to walk around and talk to a few of these drivers and find out if they have enough knowledge to pass as an Alabama native. I need to know something about you in Alabama. Out of the two, which one are you? Roll Tide or War Eagle?
I don't know what War Eagle is, sadly, so I'm going to have to say Roll Tide.
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
What? I don't know. War Eagle?
War Eagle, why?
Sounds a bit more fierce.
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
Okay, I know that. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, why?
Because I've seen some videos and there's some really hot chicks.
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
War Eagle.
Any reason why?
I love eagles. That's the only reason why.
Out of the two, are you Roll Tide or War Eagle?
Being from Australia, I really have no clue what those two phrases mean, but I guess I'll be the Eagle because it's American and I don't want to lose my visa.
Which one of the two are you? Roll Tide or War Eagle?
What do those mean exactly?
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
Don't even know what that means.
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, so confident. Roll Tide or War Eagle?
Roll what?
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
I have no idea. Roll Tide?
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Thank you, Santi. Roll Tide or War Eagle?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide or War Eagle?
Tennessee.
Oh, Roll Tide or War Eagle?
War Eagle.
Any reason?
I have a lot of friends that go to the University of Alabama, but I like Auburn more.
Race car drivers have to be good with both their feet and their hands. Hand-eye coordination. USF 2000 driver for Team Pelfrey, Robert McGinnis, is pretty good with both his feet and his hands. And he's really good when he's swashbuckling around. Robert, what do we got in front of us, man?
These are some fencing sabers we have here. This is a lot of what I do. I do a lot of fencing, a lot of practice, and I just like to hit people with swords.
When I hear fencing, I think we're gonna build something to divide property between neighbors. That's not what we're doing?
No, I mean, it's a little different. One of them is, like a fence around your house,
right.
Picket fence, whatever you want. And then one of them is, running at people with swords, like a pirate.
Tomato,
it's a good time.
tomato, really?
Really.
Is what you're saying. How did you get started in this?
So when I was like 8, 9 years old, I was kind of fat. And
weren't we all?
I needed a sport. So I was like, what sports look fun? And I loved Star Wars. So I was like, how close can I get to lightsaber fighting without actually dying? And this is what we got.
How close can I get to fictional lightsaber fighting without possibly dying? So really, it was just watching the guys on Star Wars fight with their lightsabers, and you saw this as the closest thing.
Yep, pretty much.
Wow, that's incredible. What did your parents think when you wanted to get started in this hobby?
I mean, they thought it was hysterical. They were like, why do you want to do fencing? Where did this come from? And I was like, well, you know, look at Luke Skywalker. I want to be him.
Young 8-year-old Robert McGinnis, just look at Luke. Look at Luke, Mom. I want to be like Luke Skywalker. So how long, I guess you've been doing it ever since you got interested originally, around 8 or 9?
Yeah, so 8 or 9 years old, I found my local fencing club and just started, and it took off from there. I fence 3 to 4 times a week. I train with Olympians.
So tell me about it. Like, what does it take to be good? What does it take to be a solid fencer, a fencee?
So to start, I mean, they're running at you with the sword. You can't be afraid of a dude running at you with the sword. You think about it and you're like, oh, you're fencing, but it takes a little time to get used to that.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Along with that, I mean, there's a lot of physical, you have to be fast, you have to be able to move, you have to be smart, because a lot of it is anticipating what the other guy's gonna do and then doing the thing to beat that.
Now, you're a fencer. I've been called offensive. Do you think there will be any correlation between the two?
No, because, you know, you suck at it, you'll probably suck at it, and it'll just be funny.
He's hitting corners. Ow! That was not fun at all. The second race weekend of the 2017 Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, featured a pair of recurring themes in both the Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship powered by Mazda, as well as the Indy Lights Championship presented by Cooper Tires. In the Mazda USF 2000 Grand Prix of Alabama presented by Cooper Tires, the recurring theme was named Ask You. The rookie driver for Cape Motorsports with Wayne Taylor Racing made Barber Motorsports Park his personal playground as he pitched a perfect weekend, starting the pair of 30-minute races each from the pole position before driving away to the victory in both races, bringing his win total to 3 out of the 4 races run this season. Just as Askew kept his Soul Red Mazda out front all weekend, the bright yellow Team Pelfrey car of Kalen Fredericks was consistent as it occupied P2 throughout the event. Rounding out the podium in Race 1 was Pabst Racing driver Renus VK, while EA Autosports pilot Parker Thompson stood third on the podium in Race 2. The recurring theme in the Indy Lights pair of races this weekend? Sketchy opening laps. Once the pace car pulled in, confusion on track resulted in sustainable damage for many of the front runners. Colton Herta sustained damage to his front wing while attempting a pass on pole sitter Kyle Kaiser on the entry to turn 1. Farther back in the pack, Santiago Urrutia's rear wing was removed by Pato Award after the two made contact speeding through the exit of the opening corner. What happened at the start?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't throw the green and it went yellow, and I treated it like it was a yellow and everyone's treated it like it was a green, so that's what happened.
Well, to me, honestly, the start looked pretty okay. I thought we were going green. I never got told on the radio that that the yellow was coming out or that the yellow came out. By the time I was already on top of Urrutia is when they said, okay, yellow, but there was nothing I could have done then. I saw Herta in front racing, Kaiser was racing, no one really lifted, so whenever there was an abrupt stop by the guys in front, I got caught off and I went on top of Santi. You know, tough luck. I obviously didn't do it on purpose. Like I've been racing Santi for a while, so apologies to him.
You work so hard to be here, and then some guys come on the first corner that you have 45 minutes of the race, and on the first corner they took away your race. You know, we're racing in Indy Lights. We're not racing on go-karts or on the first series. Everyone who is in Indy Lights got experience, so I don't know why these drivers are doing this.
It felt like we were going much faster than pace car speed, and so I thought, you know, that's just how they were going to do the start. I mean, the pole sitter gets to choose how fast they go, but He's supposed to choose a speed and then stick with it until he goes. So the fact that the front row slowed way down once we got on the straightaway, I don't think that was too great.
I felt like we maintained pace car speed. I was behind the pace car when we came by the pit lane, and I feel like I looked behind my mirrors before we came around the last corner. Everybody was gridded up, so I mean, I feel like it's up to them to be able to grid up, because the front row was gridded up going into the last corner, and if they're lollygagging, that's up to them to catch up.
Following a lengthy full course yellow, racing resumed, and the third race of 2017 would see the series' third different winner when rookie Nico Jamin saw the checkered flags fly first. Joining him on the podium on Saturday was pole sitter Kyle Kaiser with Neil Alberico in third. Race 2 on Sunday ran under threatening skies and fear of rain after qualifying was rained out. Once again, double yellows would fly on the first lap after Zachary Clayman DeMello found the right rear wheel of Pato Award exiting turn 3, ending both drivers' races very early.
Pato went to the outside of turn 2. I was on the inside. I was full lock with the wheel, couldn't turn anymore. I don't personally think it gave me enough room, and we made contact and just tangled awkwardly. It's an unfortunate situation.
Went through turn 1 pretty okay, but then when we went into turn 2, he was in my inside, I was in the outside. I think I gave him a lot of room, but I know it wasn't intentional. I think he just lost it a little bit and ran into me.
The 400th race in the series history went to the championship's youngest driver, Colton Herta, as he became the first repeat winner in Indy Lights this season. Herta was joined on the podium Sunday afternoon by Kyle Kaiser and the previous day's winner, Nico Jamin. So the racing on track here at Barber Motorsports Park may be complete, but we're not done just yet. We're going to stick around in Alabama for another week and bring you all the fun we had off track. Because Anthony Martin, what are we all about here at the Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires?
We are all about the smiles per gallon.
For everybody at Road to Indy TV, I'm Tony Laporta.
I'm Anthony Martin, and we'll see you down the road.